So here's my pitch for Scream 7. So Scream 7 opens up with a voiceover narration from Selma Hayek. It sounds like Selma Hayek's voice, right? And we see, it says Woodsboro Elementary School, 1990, some shit like that. I don't know the exact year. But, and, we hear this voiceover saying, everybody asked me what it was like to grow up in Woodsboro. And she keeps talking and explaining shit. And, it's like her walking through the halls, and, she interacts with all these other kids at her school that end up kind of fucking with her, doing her wrong in one way or another, including Deputy Judy Hicks, Dewey Riley, Casey Becker, and she even tries to get with Stephen Ornth, and he rejects her to get with Casey or some shit. So later on, so anyway, we show her talking about how she's gonna, she's gonna become a huge celebrity and actress in Hollywood someday. She's talking about how she just knows it, that one day she is going to be the biggest actress ever and be getting an Oscar and all this. And she was like, it was all going to start with my leading role in Peter Pan in the school play. And we show her practicing in front of a mirror, her monologue and all this shit. And I'm like, and then she's like, and it got to the big day. And, I got up and auditioned and I did the greatest audition ever. But then they show, that the day the results of the auditions were revealed, that it was Sidney Prescott that got the leading role and not her. And so she gets angry and breaks her pencil, and she was like, that was it. She was like, I knew that these people who've done this to me need to die. And so she's like, so I started making my death list. So we show this little girl with this notepad, and she's writing in pencil, these people's names, and you see the names on the list, and it's like Dewey Riley, Randy Meeks, Casey Becker, blah, 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 Deputy Hicks, blah, blah, blah. So she's writing out this list of people she wants dead, right? And she goes, more people kept getting added to the list as the time went on. And they show her trying to get with Stephen Ornth, and he gets with Casey instead and all this shit, and boom, boom, boom. And so she starts talking about how she fell in love with Billy Loomis and how she got with him, and how he got her pregnant, and how they were going to have this life together and move to California. They were going to move to the heart of Hollywood together, and she was going to become this star, and he was going to provide, everything was going to be perfect. But first, these people on the list needed to die. And so we reveal that this woman was really the mastermind behind the original Scream. And then she goes on to reveal that she was the mastermind behind not only that, but the events of every Scream movie. That she masterminded the events of Scream 1, Scream 2, Scream 3, Scream 4, and Scream 5, and Scream 6. That she masterminded all of it. And that she essentially, so then it zooms in on her, and it's Selma Hayek, right? And it's zooming in on her, and it's and she's like, I was able to kill everyone on my list without ever actually killing anyone myself. But there's only a few names left. And then they show Sidney Prescott and shit on the list, right? And then it zooms in on her, and then it cuts to Scream, and then the title card, and then boom, it cuts to, boom, there's Selma Hayek again, and it zooms out. And she's sitting there with Chad, Mindy, Tara, and Sam, and Sam's boyfriend. And they're having Thanksgiving dinner, and they're in this secluded cabin out in the middle of nowhere where no one knows where they are, where they think they're going to be safe, and they've all got guns and they all have like weapons and they're ready for any fucking killers or anything that could happen. Each one of them is constantly packing, constantly got knives on them, basically got everything. You know what I'm saying? Like they think they're secure, but boom, right there, they're sharing the house with the mastermind. Okay, and there's a couple other cousins and family members of Tara and Sam's there as well. And so supposedly no one knows they're out there. So the whole first part of the movie, the whole movie, you're sitting there knowing that Sam and Tara's mom is the mastermind genius behind who orchestrated the events of all the first 6 Scream movies. And then it was her pulling the strings, her genius manipulative shit. Like she's a master manipulator, a genius who just so happens to be a sociopath, narcissist, psychopath killer, basically. Like like worse than Charles Manson or some shit, right? And she just wants anybody dead who even looks at her funny, right? Like she has no care. So that's why she's never there, but here she is. And like the whole time we know who she is, but we don't know who these other Ghostface killers are. We don't know their secret identity, right? And so we got Sidney Prescott and her family getting attacked. And like they bring everybody together. And like, Gail shows up out of nowhere. And like whoop-de-whoop. Right? The end of the movie, though, like I'm not going to say what happens in the movie, but the end of the movie is going to have the greatest reveal ever of any Scream movie. It's going to tie everything in together. It's going to be absolutely mind-blowing and amazing. And so here's a review. So we know that Sam and Tara's mom is the mastermind behind it all. And, she blames, she was never able to tell Billy that she was pregnant. She blames everybody for her not being a famous actress and living the dream life she wanted. And she even blames Sam. And that she blames Sam for, everything. Like her getting pregnant with her and everything. So, like we could have Tara be one of the surprise killers at the end, that she was working with her mom the whole time. We could have that, but I don't know. I'm not sure on that yet. But here's the other. We find out that there is a cult of Ghostface that has been radicalized by her. Like a whole bunch of people all around the world who she has gathered through the internet that are all psycho killers for different reasons, and that she has got them ready and waiting in the wings to kill off everybody who's still on the list for her. And that, they're all doing it for her, basically, right? And that they're like, even if you kill me, they'll still finish the job, type shit. So the Ghostface killers, the ones doing the killing, this time they're not even characters in the show. They're just nobodies that we don't even know who the fuck they are, really. Okay? And we find out that she's been giving them performance-enhancing drugs to shoot up with before they go killing, like PCP and all this shit to make, and painkillers and all this stuff to make them like really strong, really unstoppable, like steroids, everything, just ready to get really aggressive and strong. And so she sends them out. And Sam and Tara's mom, she's a psycho movie fan who really masterminded all this shit. So she wanted to be bigger than Charles Manson, basically, and get away with it. So essentially, like, she's like, but she's like, I didn't do it alone. And boom, she reveals that there's 2 other masterminds that have been there the whole time, masterminding everything, all the events of all the other movies. Number 1 mastermind, Stu Macher. That's right, Stu Macher is still alive, the killer from the original movie. We find out that his father was not only rich, but he had dirt on the chief of the police, the head dude of Woodsboro, and they were able to pull some strings and make it so it looked like Stu had died, but really they switched out the body, and they pulled a switcheroo, and he went into hiding, and that he's been hiding this whole time, meeting up with her all the time, basically living with her, and then she just comes back every now and then to see the kids and then go back, you know what I'm saying, to be with Stu. But that ain't all, y'all. Not only is Stu still alive, but the other mastermind, the third mastermind the whole time, none other than Gale Weathers, y'all. Gale Weathers. We find out in Scream 7 that Gale Weathers is the mastermind, the third mastermind that masterminded everything through all the movies. And we find out that not only did she do it because she wanted to be able to capitalize on it and make money, like write these books and do all this shit to further her career. Like, it was just basically about that. But she also had some vendettas, okay? That Sydney's mom had fucked with her too. Sydney's mom had wronged her too, all right? And so she hated her. She hated Sydney's mom the whole time. So it was this mutual thing, all right? So, like, we have the whole showdown at the end with Sydney and Sam and Tara and all this. And against them three, whoop-de-whoop, things get settled. However it ends, whatever. How it ends from there is not part of my pitch, all right? But my idea is to finally bring closure to all this shit to the best that you can. Like, in the end, I think they get it on videotape. Sam and Tara's mom explaining how she's manipulating all these people, and she talks down to them, calls them stupid motherfuckers and basement dwellers and fucking, she just talks the biggest load of shit. And so the movie could end with, like, all these people, like Sam and Tara and the survivors find the website that, and the login information on Sam and Tara's mom's phone after they kill her. And they log in with her and they post the video to all her sycophants, all her followers that she's been trying to get to be ghost faces and do her bidding. And they basically send it to all of them. And the ending could be them clicking on it and watching the video of her saying how she's just manipulating all these idiots into killing for her, and that they're all a bunch of basement-dwelling losers and idiots, and yada, yada, yada. And it might deter some of these people from being radicalized now that they see that their leader is, like, talking shit about them, and that she's just using them, and, like, so, like, however it ends, I don't know, that's just an idea, but this is my pitch, y'all. Let me know in the comments, would you enjoy this Scream 7? Would you like it if we subverted expectations and showed you who one of the killers was in the first scene? Like, spent the first 20 minutes of the movie showing a flashback with a voiceover from the mastermind of it all, explaining who they are and why they did what they did? Like, I think we're all sick of the last 20 minutes of the movie containing a huge monologue where the killer explains their motives and explains why they did what they did. Because it always happens after the killer has revealed themselves, and it's always a shock. It's always some shocking reveal, and then boom, you're shocked by the reveal of who the killer is, yet now you're bombarded with the explanation for why. So it's fucked up, y'all. So I'm just saying that, what do you think, y'all? Do you like this idea to subvert expectation and explain it right away so that when you get to the end, you understand the character motivation through the whole movie? So it's like not just thrown at you at the last second, and that the reveal can actually be surprising, that not only is Stu still alive, but and Gale's been evil the whole time. Like, That's a big reveal. So what do you think, y'all? Would you watch this Scream 7? Would you like this Scream 7? Let me know. Let me know in the comments, y'all. Thanks for watching and sharing. Bye-bye.